Hello everybody, this is Michael here from My Retirement Trading, and today we have a special edition of Coffee and Dividends, which is my series where I recap my weekly distributions, and we're also going to talk about BTCI by NEOS funds. But before I get into this, I must state that this is not financial advice or a recommendation, and it is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it. Well, this is a very special week for me because I got paid the largest distribution of the month for this week. And it's because I'm invested heavily in NEOS funds and they're monthly payers. So they only pay once a month. And this happened to be that week. But I got huge payments from QQQI, SPYI, and BTCI, amongst others. And that's what made this week so special. And we're going to talk about BTCI by itself a little bit later in this video. But let's look at the individual payments. Well, I go to my spreadsheet, the Dividend Tracker Crypto. And for the week of ending 8/22/2025, the first distribution was YETH by Roundhill. Came in at 46.60, and that's a weekly payer. The next one is YBTC by Roundhill. It's their Bitcoin covered call strategy ETF, and it came in at 201.96, so that's pretty nice. Then the monthly payer by NEOS, BTCI. I got a couple hundred shares of that. It came in at 284.72. And the last one by Granite Shares, XBTY, came in at 32.79 for a grand total of $566.07. Well, we go to my spreadsheet for the cash account, except for the crypto. And there's over $1,485 worth of payments in here. And let's get into the individual ones. The first one is QQQI by NEOS Funds, monthly payer, $967.03. It's a NASDAQ covered call ETF. The next one is also by NEOS. It's a S&P 500 call ETF. And I received $420.97. Then I got a couple by YMAX over here, ULTY and YMAX. On the ULTY, these are weekly pairs. I received $36.71. And on the YMAX, I received $16.54. And on the last one, which is NVII by Rex shares, it's based on NVIDIA, and I received $44.31 from this weekly pair for a grand total of $1,485.56. Well, the grand total for this week was over $2,800. And on my cash account, the non-crypto, I received $1,485.56. And the crypto part of that, I received $566.07. And the IRA, I received $793.11 on a position I had in QQQI in there, for a grand total of $2,844.74. Well, this week we're going to talk about BTCI by NEOS Funds. It's one of their covered call strategies on Bitcoin. Well, we head over to the NEOS website. BTCI, NEOS Bitcoin High Income ETF. If you look over here to the right, it is a monthly payer with an expense ratio of 0.98%. And as of last month, it had a distribution rate of 27.92%. Come over here and it says targeted benefits a BTCI strategy. This fund seeks to distribute monthly income generated from writing call options on Bitcoin futures ETFs. It's actively managed, and the fund implements a data-driven call option strategy, saving investors the time and potential expenses of trading options themselves. And then right here, it says investment objective. The NEOS Bitcoin High Income ETF, the fund, seeks to generate high monthly income with the potential for appreciation based on exposure to exchange traded products that have direct exposure to Bitcoin. Let's go look at the distribution. And the distribution from yesterday, 8/22/2025, was $1.41. So anyway, that's a little sneak peek at BTCI by NEOS. I headed over to stockanalysis.com. I've really been enjoying this website. Got a lot of good tools on it. And I go over to their ETF screener and I put VU, which is my largest holding, basically the S&P 500 index ETF, against IBIT, which is the BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. And I put in BTCI by NEOS just for comparison. And year to date, if you look at it, BTCI has actually outperformed them all with their strategy at 26.86% versus 24.88% for the IBIT. But they're both way ahead of the index at this time, coming in around 10.82%. So it's definitely very interesting. Well, what's new this week? Well, on the red days, I decided to take advantage of it and add to my positions. And I added 30 shares additional of XBTY by Granite shares at an average price of $23.31. And I also added 50 shares of BTCI by NEOS funds at an average price of $62.85. And I decided to add another 150 shares of ULTY by YMAX on the dip, and my average was $5.82. And finally, I decided to add 20 shares of YETH by Roundhill at an average of $28.56. So I just decided to take advantage of the red days to add more income to my portfolio. Well, in conclusion, it was a fantastic week. Had over $2,800 in distributions, and all of these are set on drip, where they automatically reinvest the distributions or dividends to keep the snowball effect rolling. And we also talked about BTCI by NEOS funds, their Bitcoin Covered Call ETF. And on that note, if y'all have any comments or suggestions, please drop them below. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, I will catch you all later.